Hard to believe the solar spectacle is finally here. We are just minutes away from the total solar eclipse and a very rare 4 minutes of daytime darkness across America. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 Action News Digital Special. I'm Carolyn Clifford here at Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio, to bring you a special viewing of the solar eclipse. It has been pretty amazing. I think there are 2,000 people here at Cedar Point in this park. A lot of them have bought tickets from $100 to $200. VIP tickets all sold out just to be here to see this spectacle today. 31 million Americans across 13 states will be in the path of totality, with the sun completely blocked by the moon. The phenomenon is projected as the year's largest mass travel event in America. Some schools in Metro Detroit dismissing early, so kids could go home and go out with their families and experience and see the eclipse for themselves. A lot of families and kids are here at Cedar Point today as well. Experts say whether you saw the 2017 solar eclipse or not, this time will be much different. Scientists say the moon is a bit closer to the sun, so the shadow of the moon is bigger, meaning the total time in totality will be longer, right around 4 minutes this year compared to just 2 minutes back in 2017. Scientists say the longer the eclipse, the more unique the experience. Take a listen.
In totality, when the moon completely covers the sun, you can take your glasses out to see the solar corona, which is very much dimmer. Where you're at 99%, you will feel a little bit of a temperature drop, but it's much more noticeable in the path of totality. And the lighting will get spooky. It's not like anything else I've ever seen.
The next total solar eclipse won't happen for another 20 years. That is 2044. That's why people feel like this truly is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Chief Meteorologist Dave Rexroth joining us right now. He is tracking viewing conditions for the eclipse. I know here in Sandusky, Ohio, Rexy, it's like 61 degrees and maybe 35% cloud cover, but beautiful today.
Yeah, it's a real nice summer feel, so that's not a problem. People can get out and enjoy the viewing. And at first glance, you say, well, look, all these high, thick clouds, we'll see even some showers have gone past us. That's the warm front going by. But at a little bit closer inspection, you can see some clouds in the southern part of our area. Now, unfortunately, the farther south you are in our area, the better the viewing, but in this case, not so much. Now, this is a real close look. This is a visible satellite shot, and normally what we would see are the bright high clouds going by. But have you noticed as the loop goes on, this is just an hour from 2:03 to now 3:03, you see how it's getting dark? Because the sun is being blocked by the moon. The eclipse is happening just off to our southwest. But I want you to see in the first part of the loop some of these high clouds that will be here around Detroit, Macomb, Oakland counties, down through Detroit, Washtenaw, Wayne, Lenawee, Monroe County, as some high clouds going through. So here's a wider view of that same kind of real high density, good visible satellite, and watch the eclipse happen. See that? That's the dark, that right there is the shadow of the moon in front of the sun. This is a live look of satellite over the last couple of hours. And again, you see it start in Texas and go right through the middle of the country. You can see bright clouds to the east of it, and you will see some bright clouds out here in the west and northwestern part of the U.S., but right through the middle of the country, that is the eclipse happening right now and is getting closer and closer to us. So pretty fantastic stuff. Kind of fun to see it this way from our perspective on a satellite shot going through. It's coming in from the southwest. This is a live shot looking down the river from Detroit. You can see the shield of high clouds. It is thicker the farther south you go. Unfortunately, Monroe County is some of the thickest high clouds, and of course that's the spot in southeast corner of Monroe County that's in totality. So for us, anywhere in the metro, the farther north and west you are, it's going to be a little bit brighter, a little more impactful. You may notice the winds calm just a bit. The temperature drops just a little bit. We're talking 2 or 3 minutes here, but it'll be kind of an eerie look to the sky. We won't get dark like totality, but we will get this kind of like a cloud covered day where it comes down a little bit. It lasts for a couple, 2.5 minutes or so, almost 3, and then it comes back up again. So if you want to go ahead and take a look outside, you'll be able to see it especially between about 3:10 and 3:16. You'll see it come down as much as it's going to, and then go back up. It's already begun around here. I showed you on the satellite. But anyway, very, very spectacular event for us. Unfortunately, It is not the perfect sky condition, especially looking to the south, but it's pretty darn good around here, so you take a couple minutes and get out and see it.
Rexy, it certainly is spectacular. I'm going to look up for a moment. I can see it looks like a little slither of the moon, and a lot of people around here have on their eclipse glasses and are looking up at the sky. Now, before you step outside, it is very, very, very important to have eclipse approved glasses. Remember, the smallest amount of light can damage your eyes if you don't. Very, very critical. We are bringing you Team 7 coverage on this eclipse today. Sarah Michaels joining us from Luna Pier, one of the few spots in Michigan in the path of totality. Sarah.
Carolyn, it has been a magical experience truly to be out here today. I was just using my glasses to look up at the sun, and there's just a sliver left. I'm going to show you guys what we see. Hundreds of people have been trickling into town all day to watch this here. We were live at noon, and it was complete sunshine. All these people almost hot, taking off coats, jackets, but now, as we're just minutes away from totality here, it is getting eerily chilly. Everyone here has been talking about their different eclipses. I've been able to meet some people who have seen an eclipse before, and we were chatting. You've seen an eclipse before.
Yeah, 2017.
2017.
Yes.
That moment of totality, can you describe that to us? What was that like?
Well, we were told to look for the diamond ring. There's a diamond just as it goes completely. So that happens before and at the end. So we're looking for the diamond, and then it'll go dark, and it's weird. It's eerie. It's kind of like dusk. Mm-hmm. And it's just a strange feeling because we're all experiencing it. It's really a phenomenon.
Yeah. To have that sense of community too, even just this last, all these people with their glasses looking up at the sky, it's such a sense of community, everybody experiencing this together.
Yes, it's so much fun. It was all of Michigan coming this way too. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of community in that traffic too. Thank you so much for your time. We're going to keep walking around here. We've all been able to meet families. Some people have seen an eclipse, and for some people, it's their first time. You guys traveled from Pontiac.
All the way from Pontiac.
And this is your family's first time, your son's first time seeing an eclipse?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
You were saying that you were so excited to see this eclipse today. Can I ask you, how has this afternoon been? What do you think of all this?
Very good. Very.
Very good.
Yeah, this is the best day of my life. I've been wanting to see a solar eclipse so very long.
Really? Wow, I bet you're excited for that moment where everything goes completely dark. It's going to be, some people say, almost a little spooky.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Thank you guys so much. Your first eclipse. It's so exciting.
Have a great day. Thank
Have a great day. Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
I sort of found myself as a dog.
Thank you. We appreciate it. So we've met people also who have been traveling from all over the country to see this eclipse. Also, other people have their glasses. We've seen a couple of telescopes, cameras with the special lenses so that you can capture it. I met this group of friends over here. Hey, you guys. Okay, and so you made this to watch the eclipse. Can you tell me what this is?
Yes, it's a pinhole eclipse viewer. So you just hold it up over your shoulder, you poke a pinhole in your box, and then it projects the image of the sun to the back, and you're going to watch as the moon comes across it and eclipses the image.
Wow.
So
do you guys have your glasses?
We brought our glasses, but as somebody was telling me, this is how they used to view it before they were mass produced. So it's a little bit of a throwback.
And where are you guys from?
We are traveling from Maryland,
Wow.
so quite a way.
Why did you guys choose to come here today?
The water.
Yeah.
So we wanted to come to the water, and then we were like, Michigan over Ohio, obviously. So
Obviously. Yes, you guys are in the right. Thank you so much. Enjoy.
Of course. Thank you guys.
So Carolyn, here we are just minutes away from totality, and it's hard. I got to put my glasses. I can look up one more time. The tiniest sliver is left, and it's just getting darker and darker. Such a magical thing to experience right here in Luna Pier. I'll send it back to you, and I'm going to keep on looking up for now.
Yes, please keep looking up. Make sure you have your glasses on. And listen, if you're doing it with your iPhone, make sure you are covering your camera lens. And let me tell you one other thing, because people heard me mention a colander. Those are little pinholes. An expert at Wayne State University told me if your child doesn't have glasses, they can go outside and look through the tiny pinholes and see like tiny eclipses. if you hold it above the ground. People were wondering why I was using a colander earlier. It's amazing to see how everyone has gotten so quiet here at Cedar Point. You can see a crowd over there. There's a crowd here on the grass. There's a crowd out on the beachy area. Everybody waiting to experience this total solar eclipse. It's amazing. Everybody has on their glasses, and it has gotten a lot colder here at Cedar Point, like Sarah was mentioning, and it is getting darker by the moment. When you look up with your glasses on, you do just see a sliver of the moon up above. Pretty incredible to be watching with everybody else. I mean, everybody really across America experiencing this together. It's only supposed to last like 3 minutes and 45 seconds, less than 4 minutes. We're so lucky here in Ohio. It was clear skies earlier, but now we have cloud cover. Hallie Vogel told me it was going to be about 35% cloud cover, so I'm wondering what we're going to see once this total eclipse happens. But boy, everybody's looking up. Everybody's excited to experience this once-in-a-lifetime event. Last time it happened, of course, 7 years ago. It won't happen again for another 20 years. You can actually hear people cheering as they're looking up around Cedar Point. And I better put on my glasses because it's getting a little darker and a little darker as we speak, as you look up. And that little sliver is going away. This is going to be pretty amazing. I've never been through a total eclipse anywhere. I know only 15 states are in the path of totality. Wow, you can hear people. Wow, it is amazing. Now, let's see. I lost my IFB for a second. Jared, you're going to have to tell me whether we're still going to Whitney. We are indeed. We're going to continue our Team 7 coverage right now on the eclipse. Whitney Burney joining us live now from the Cranbrook Institute of Science, holding a sold-out viewing party there as well. Wow, Whitney, what are you seeing there? I know it's getting dark here.
Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, it's so funny. We're all in different geographical areas. You at Cedar Point, Sarah at Luna Pier, me here at Cranbrook. But we're all having the exact same experience. Of course, you guys will be seeing a little bit more coverage than we will here in Metro Detroit. But again, it's getting colder here, it's getting darker, and lots of people are getting more and more excited to see what's happening. If you take a look here at the Institute, you can see just how many families have come out to see this. A lot of the kiddos here telling me that they skipped school today to be here and witness this historic event. And of course, everyone is excited just to see exactly what's happening. If you look up in the sky, you can see that tiny little sliver that is left. We've been talking to families out here. I'm now going to join some of my friends here. This is Dan and Andrew. They've been here watching. What do you guys think so far watching the eclipse happening?
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
For the Earth and the Sun and the Moon to be in perfect alignment like that, it's absolutely amazing.
What do you think so far, Andrew?
Just the sun getting like slimmer and slimmer. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Were you guys expecting to see it like this?
I didn't know exactly what to expect, but it is just outstanding.
It is
a perfect day, and we went to the museum. Got my grandson here. We're just having a great time.
Yeah. And like I said, lots of families are feeling that exact same thing. Carolyn, for now, we're going to send it back to you as we are inching closer and closer to that eclipse.
Wow, Whitney, I mean, if you look around here, look at our camera, we are in darkness. You can see a little bit of light beyond the beach area, but everybody else, they're in darkness right now. And when I look up with my glasses, I can't see anything. If you look up with the naked eye, you can see like a ring of the sun. It is pretty amazing here to see everybody with their cameras out. Everybody's pretty quiet. And as I look in the distance, you can see the birds. The birds are flying around and flying around, just like I heard animals act differently. So the birds now are flying around in a circle and sort of screeching a bit because I know they are confused by what normally happens right now. So I'm sure they're like, what is going on? Why is it getting dark? Everyone sitting on the grassy area, looking up with their cameras. It's a lot cooler here right now. You have different pockets of people, but it is not total darkness here when you look around. It's darker than it ever would be at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, of course, but it's not total blackness like I've heard some people say. And when I look up with my glasses, I don't see anything. And when you look up, you just see a ring around the sun. Pretty amazing, though, to experience this, and everybody seems mesmerized by what they're experiencing. I know this is only going to last about 3 to 4 minutes or so. But incredible to watch, and incredible to watch everybody's reaction here. You've got a lot of families here with young children who said this was an educational opportunity to teach their kids about the solar eclipse that only comes around every 7 years. But again, the next one won't be for 20 years. So it's pretty incredible. You see the lights on some of the rides going in the distance, but otherwise it's kind of like the nighttime sky here. I know I heard someone say this is like the Super Bowl of solar eclipses, because people all across America are watching this thing. And if you're lucky enough to be in one of the states in the path of totality like we are here in Ohio, it's just amazing to experience. A lot of people drove here from different parts of the country. I know I spoke to one lady earlier who came here from Miami. She was born and raised in Toledo, but she wanted to be here at Cedar Point with her whole family to experience what was going on. And we're looking at her right now as she's looking up with her family, experiencing this. We're going to talk to her afterward to see what it was like, because she felt that it would be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. But everybody's pretty quiet. And oohs and ahs. Oh, now they're oohing and ahhing because you can see it coming back. You can see the light coming back, and everybody's cheering here at Cedar Point. I think they're just excited that they just went through this, and you can actually see a little sliver of lightness coming back. Oh, and now it's light. Isn't that amazing? It went from darkness to light. The birds are still flying around here at Cedar Point. Everyone's like, woo, that was pretty amazing. I've never experienced a total solar eclipse before, but I did here. I saw changes in the weather. It got a lot cooler. It went dark, and now it's lighting up. And you hear people cheering in the background. Let's check back in. Well, let's let you hear. Look, everybody's like, woo! Pretty amazing. All right, we're going to go back to Sarah Michaels. She is live in Luna Pier to see how people are reacting there as we see the skies light up here in Sandusky, Ohio. Sarah, what's it looking like on your end?
Carolyn, so we just passed totality just about 2 minutes ago. That was otherworldly. That is truly one of the coolest things I have ever experienced. Everything went dark here. And just like how you just experienced there in Ohio, everyone started to cheer here on the beach over the water. You can see almost some kind of set. It was glowing orange, red, yellow, and then you can just see that ring around the moon covering the sun. Truly, people, you just have to experience it to get it, and that was such a special moment. We have this family who just How are you doing?
Good. How about you?
Where are you from?
We are from Warren, Michigan.
Warren, Michigan. So we just saw that complete totality here in Luna Pier. What did you think of it?
Pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah.
First time seeing it.
That was so
Yes. But
what do you think about the fact it got so chilly here and eerie?
oh, for me, it was not that cold for me.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Glad you
so
got
much.
to have that experience.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you.
And it was nice to meet you too. There are people who actually came to Michigan from different parts of the country to experience that. It really was something special. Carolyn, I'm going to toss it back to you guys and what you're experiencing there in Ohio.
Yes, wasn't that special? I mean, my hands are actually cold because the temperature dropped so much, and to see it go into darkness and then to brighten back up, and everybody screaming and hollering like it was a once-in-a-lifetime experience, as so many people have said. Let's check back in right now with Whitney Burney. Whitney, I know you're in Bloomfield Hills. What's going on there?
Carolyn, Yeah, I would be really excited to see our feedback. I want to see what you guys are seeing versus what we're seeing. There's just a tiny, tiny little sliver left of the sun that you can see when you look through your glasses. And we've been hearing some cheers here as people have been watching. Everyone's heads have been stuck up as they are watching that sun disappearing behind the moon. I wanted to talk to some neighbors here, Joelle and Shannon. They've been watching. What have you guys thought so far looking at the eclipse?
I think we were super surprised that it didn't get as dark as we thought. And it was fun to watch the progression of how the sun kind of looked like a moon and then kind of traveled across.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
I was surprised it didn't get darker either. I was just telling Johnny here, I was thinking it was going to be much darker than it was. It's kind of just like a cloud covered it almost, right?
Yeah.
We did notice a temperature change, though.
A
I
big
got
one,
cold
yeah.
as the sun was being covered up.
As someone who's naturally cold all the time, I definitely could feel the temperature change. What made you guys want to come out and see the eclipse today?
We contemplated going to Ohio or Toledo, and I'm so glad we stayed in Michigan because the weather is just perfect. And I came out to Cranbrook, and so did you, for the 2017 eclipse. So we thought, hey, let's go to Cranbrook again.
How do you guys feel like the 2017 eclipse compares to this one? Do you feel like it's kind of a similar experience or a little bit different?
This one is much better. Yeah. It's lasted a lot longer. Yeah.
Yep, agreed. Yep, this one was cool. I wish we could capture on the phone how the light looked. It doesn't come out on the phone how the change in the light looked. I thought that was fascinating.
Yeah, it's really cool to see. I know some people have compared it to like an apple being bitten out of a cookie being bitten out. It kind of does look like that. And then when it gets really, really tiny like it is right now, it just looks like a tiny little sliver of moon. So it's really cool to see. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I was just as interested in how the light looked down here though. Like
We
not
kept flipping our glasses off and on.
Me too. Yeah, you have to see what the comparison is. But again, it's so funny. It's colder, and it actually wasn't nearly as dark as I thought it was going to be. But very cool.
Totally agree.
Cool. Well, thank you, ladies, so much. I hope you enjoyed it. For now, we'll send it back to you in Sandusky, Carolyn.
Hi there, Whitney. Yes, indeed. I mean, it's amazing when you talk about the change in temperature. That was something. Now that the eclipse is over, you can see some people are still sitting around, but some people are actually getting back in line for some of the rides here at Cedar Point. Because, of course, this is a full day experience from 1 to 6 for families to be able to ride, to eat, to drink, to dance, and just have a fun time here at Cedar Point for the total eclipse at the Point. Now, earlier today, we spoke to Spencer Richardson. She came here from Miami. I talked to her before the eclipse. I wanted to talk to her again. So, Spencer, now that you saw it, was it worth it?
Oh my gosh, incredible. It was unreal. I'm so happy I made the trip up.
Now, what did you experience? I know I felt it got colder. It didn't get total darkness, but what did you feel?
Yeah, I got really cold. It got really loud with the birds. It was just crazy how they went everywhere and they started making so much noise.
They were like screeching almost.
Yeah, they were calling out. I don't think they knew what was going on. And then it just was this eerie kind of before sunrise kind of look about it.
But it was definitely worth coming here from Miami to experience this once in a lifetime event.
Absolutely. They don't get the total solar eclipse down there. So it was so cool to see the totality and to see the ring around the moon.
Yes.
That was incredible.
Yes. Wasn't that something? The ring around, it was just a white ring around the moon?
It was beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The shadow of the moon was gorgeous, and I'm so happy I came up for it.
Now, did you watch the whole thing through your glasses?
I did. I watched it through my glasses, and then I took a picture of the moon once it was in the shadow.
And one last question. Now that you've gone through it this time, it's not going to happen again until 2044. Do you think you would travel to do this again?
Absolutely. It was so good. I think it was so cool. I would love to be just in like a nature scene next time.
Yeah, me too.
Really cool.
I thought this was really cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a safe trip back to Miami.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing to talk to her and so many other people, especially families who brought their young children. Some people took their kids out of school and made it a vacation to come here to Ohio from Michigan. I think we talked to 3 or 4 families from Michigan about the trek here to Ohio, but they felt like this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see this up close and personal, and they wanted to do it here at Cedar Point because they love Cedar Point, they love the rides, and then they could eat, have fun, and then have this experience at the same time. And again, you can see everybody lining up again to take their kids to start riding the rides again. Not every ride here at Cedar Point is open, but certainly rides in Kitty Kingdom, and then the few rides here right next to the Grand Pavilion. And we're sitting here atop the Grand Pavilion, but as you see, people are still kind of sitting here, I think, taking it all in and kind of talking about what they experienced. We're going to talk to a few of them before we wrap up here. But it was pretty amazing. I mean, cold, not total darkness again here in Sandusky, Ohio, but it was amazing to see and to watch the change in the sun as it was taken over by the moon. Pretty incredible. You know what? Well, I'm going to walk over here really quick before we wrap up our digital coverage here. I'm going to see if somebody else will talk to me. Let's see. Hi, do you want to talk? Yeah, do you want to talk about the experience?
Yeah.
Tell me your name.
Emily.
Emily, what did you think about the solar eclipse and watching it here at Cedar Point?
I am so glad I got the day off to see this.
Tell me why. What did you feel? What did you experience?
It was just so exhilarating. I saw the one in 2017. I just could not wait to see another one.
Now, where were you in 2017?
Alliance, Nebraska, Carhenge.
Oh, wow. And so, now are you from Michigan or are you from Ohio?
I'm from Plymouth, Michigan.
You're from Plymouth, Michigan. Wow, how about that? We're from Michigan too. And so you came here, and then why did you choose the experience here at Cedar Point? A fun place to be?
Absolutely. I have not been at Cedar Point for quite a while, and I wanted to come back again. And it is perfectly the right place at the right time.
Yes, because they made it a whole experience, not only seeing this total solar eclipse, but being able to eat and do the rides and, you know, drink and be merry with the DJ and the whole nine.
Absolutely.
Okay, now in 2044, do you think you would do this again?
I would like to.
You would like to, if it's possible?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you for talking to us. This was incredible for us to watch too, to watch live here and to bring it to our viewers here on Channel 7.
Yes, it is so amazing.
All right, thank you. Safe travels back to Michigan. It's been pretty incredible being here. I think we left Michigan this morning at 8 o'clock. It's now a little after 3 o'clock, and it's been incredible being here at Cedar Point and seeing all of the families and all of the people who are enjoying this. Sir, would you mind talking to me really quick?
Well, I work for Gannett.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. Tell me, what did you think?
Well, you know, I've covered them before. You probably have too, but it was just.
I've never covered it before.
Never covered? Well,
no, I've never covered
it. We had partial, but it was spectacular. I mean, it really was weird. It was like a dimmer switch, and then it was just kind of odd to be in I've covered Cedar Point for some 30 years. How quiet the park was. Usually, it's always loud. There's always music, the rides, but the park fell silent, and that was kind of a cool thing.
Everyone had on their glasses. They were looking up and taking it all in, wouldn't you say?
They were, and nobody was talking. Nobody's yelling. It was just very cool.
And what did you think about the birds when they started flying around and sort of screeching a bit?
It's interesting because when I covered another eclipse, I was covering sheep, watching sheep, and they all like ran to a tree like there was a storm coming, and the birds reacted the same way. They were, you know, like they don't know what to do, and
so that was cool. Do you think you'll do it again in 2044?
I don't know. I have to drive somewhere, right? I guess we'll see where we're all at. But yeah, no, I would say anyone you have a chance, you should drive and see an eclipse.
Yeah, a cool experience. This was my first one, but it was certainly cool. Thank you so much. Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up from here. It's been pretty amazing. I know we're going to show you other stories on later editions of 7 Action News, but from all of us, our whole team, I mean, Whitney and Sarah and so many of our other reporters and Dave Rexroth covering the weather and Hallie Vogel, thank you so much for joining us for our 7 Action News digital special. I am Carolyn Clifford in Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio.